Good morning. Let's switch to this camera. It looks a bit better. So good morning from Istanbul. If you're here watching this later, I'm not sure if many people will be live. This is my first live stream on this channel. We're on the rooftop of the Airbnb that we're staying in. And it's around our 5th day in Istanbul during this holiday. So yeah, as I mentioned, this is the first live stream on this channel, and I just thought I'd do a little update that might serve to live on the channel a little bit later on, just to look back on for myself and maybe anyone else who's interested. And I'm going to try and keep this fairly short because we're actually getting ready to head out because it's our last full day in Istanbul. We leave tomorrow morning to head to Cappadocia to continue the rest of our trip through Turkey with multiple destinations still to go. But just to summarize a little bit about this city in terms of our experience, my experience particularly, is it's been amazing. It's been like really overwhelming in a way because this city was even bigger than I thought. Like physically bigger, and has so much more to offer than even I thought, even after having read about it and seen people's videos and whatever. There is so much to do. So 5 days here, even though it was great so far and saw so many things, it doesn't feel like enough to really see all of the city, which we didn't expect to do, given that we only were here for 5 or maybe 6 days, I think, depending how we count it. But yeah, I'm here just having a Turkish coffee on the rooftop. I'll show you a little bit of the setup. And I haven't had Turkish coffee for ages, so obviously while here, this is the best opportunity to do it. So you just make it in this little thing called an ibrik, made out of copper, by adding water and ground coffee, which is a really finely ground, almost powdery consistency of coffee, and heat it and stir it. You get a little bit of a crema, like a foam that you can spoon a little bit of as it starts to foam up earlier on into the cup, the little finjan, we call it in Arabic, and I think in Turkish they use the same word for it, finjan. And then as it foams up a second or maybe third time, whatever you like, you can just pour the rest of that coffee with a little bit more of the crema in it into that little Turkish coffee cup. Hey Anthony, thanks for joining, man. So I'm just going to sit here, have this coffee, try not to let this go too long. Like I said, just let you appreciate a little bit of the morning view here. You can actually see a bit of the moon rise up there. Not the rise, sorry, but the moon is up there in the sky. It's about 7 in the morning. And yeah, because I'm on a prepaid data SIM card, I can't let this live stream go too long, but I just thought it would be a good way to just make a quick little video just to update you all in case you're interested, or just to look back on, you know, let's say this is sometime down the track in the future and you can wonder what I was talking about when I refer to certain things. And yeah, in terms of the coffee, I'll be bringing some back and maybe do some videos or something on the channel about different varieties of coffee, including Turkish coffee, which I do like. It kind of reminds me of espresso if it's made well. So it does have that unfiltered texture to it where there's a bit of a silty powderiness, depending. Obviously, probably my one isn't made as well as ones that I've had out. I had a really great Turkish coffee at this guy who has a cart outside of a store, and he makes it fresh over these coals. Amazing. And yeah, it's strong, obviously, which I don't mind. I'm used to that. I can drink espresso, for example. So if you like espresso, you would like Turkish coffee, and it's just a much easier way to make that kind of strength of one little shot of coffee like this. And I bought it at the famous large market in the other side of Istanbul called the Sultan Ahmed area, and it's a big Egyptian spice market, and there's a very popular coffee shop that sells, you know, ground coffee, and this set, which was actually gifted to us by some friends we met here in Istanbul. and I think their name is Mehmet Effendi, something like that. And I even bought a little pouch to bring back home. I couldn't bring back a lot. I'm trying not to carry too much weight in my luggage. But yeah, it's not too hard to find if you want to try this stuff. But yeah, we have this great view on this rooftop that we can get up in the morning to view, or at night. I've come up at blue hour here to take some photos on the little tripod that this phone is currently sitting on. You can hear the birds. But yeah, blue hour, beautiful scenery with all the buildings and their warm lights coming up. And we've had a variety of weather. So it's just been really dynamic, really great to be here. And yeah, I'm sure I'll have a lot of stuff to recap on, including photos, videos. I've been taking a lot of footage of parts of Istanbul we visited. We've taken ferries to different sides. We've even been a little bit out of Istanbul to Yalova yesterday. So yeah, look forward to that here, and on Pushing Film for some of the film photography related stuff if you're into that. But I'll show you a bit of the view. Just top this up a little bit. You don't want to drink the bottom of this because the powder often sinks to the bottom, the majority of the powder. So you want to try and just drink the clearer liquid part. Here we go. So yeah, thanks for joining, Dave, if you're still there, Dave and Anthony. I know you guys are regulars on all my stuff, and I really appreciate it. Get that exposure working. Here you go. The powder is an aphrodisiac. Yeah. I think some guy in the market tried to convince me that he was able to sell some kind of aphrodisiac or something. But I just took his card and moved on. One interesting little note is that the seagulls here are massive. They're twice the size of the Aussie seagulls that I see back home. So I hope this connection's all right. I'm using the 4G on the SIM card, the prepaid SIM card that we've each bought, Sarah and I. And it's actually better than the Wi-Fi, especially up here on the rooftop, because I don't think the Wi-Fi would be any good here at all. So our apartment's actually down there. The Fuji X100, little coffee setup. Oh, great. Thanks, guys. Yeah, good to know, because I think it's 4.5G, which is even faster than the internet I get back home. So, yeah, it's good. But we have Wi-Fi in the apartment, which is actually having some problems at the moment. They want to send some people up to fix it while we were here, but that means we'd have to be around for an hour or two while they attend to something, and we just thought we don't want to take that time away from our holiday. Let's just do by with the minimal Wi-Fi that is working and just our 4.5G, because it's pretty cheap here. That's another thing. If you're ever interested in visiting Turkey, especially at the moment, unfortunately, they're going through a bit of an inflation crisis. And for us, Aussies, for example, with our dollar, you can get a lot for your money. You can really get cheap accommodation, cheap food, cheap transit from place to place, and it really makes it a high-value holiday. And Turkey's great. The people are friendly. So again, I'll have a lot to talk about once I'm able to summarize the experience. But if you're thinking of traveling soon, definitely put on your list, look into it, and you will probably not regret it. All right, guys, I think I will end this around now. I hope you enjoyed this little glimpse of this great rooftop. I couldn't miss out on it. This is our last opportunity maybe to do something like this. Sarah's actually still downstairs. We're going to get ready. She's getting ready for us to head out to have a full day today, our last proper day in Istanbul before we leave tomorrow morning. We are dropping back through this city on our last day, but it's not an overnighter. It's just a few hours. So we'll see what else we can bring you from this trip before heading to the next country. All right. Thanks for joining. and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks, guys. Yeah, just to answer that question, Dave, English speaking, it's okay. The younger generation tend to speak a little bit and sometimes not even that much, but you will find a lot of English speaking Turks, especially in tourist areas. So yeah, I hope that helps. Alrighty, guys, talk to you later.